welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, so as you can tell by the title, I decided to come back with a story time. I felt like after my last video with my girls, if you haven't watched it, y'all need to go watch it. But after that video with my girls, it did very well. And I mentioned in that video that I was going to give a story time where I asked if y'all would like to hear story time, but I didn't wait for y'all to tell me because I'm gonna give the story time anyways, because it just really shows my growth. Like, I haven't always been put together like this, and I felt like a story time would be perfect to just show the growth from then and now, you know. So it's gonna be a crazy story time from my past when I was a little delulu, a little delulu, a little off. I was a little off and I was out of control, and I'm so glad that I am just not that girl no more, because baby, woo. Like, I really, even before I tell y'all the story, like, me thinking it in my head, I'd be like, oh my God, like, was I really her? Like, was I really cutting up in the streets like that? Okay, while I'm over here talking about it and even tell you what I'm about to tell y'all, the story time is going to be the craziest thing I've ever done in a relationship or over a man, or just know acted out of character, because even back then that was my character. It's just acting out of character, in love, acting crazy, just all over the place, and definitely something that I would not do today because it's just doing too much. Like, it's doing entirely too much. But yes, that's what we're talking about today. The story time today is, I used to be a little thrown off. Now, I don't feel like I was thrown off. I just feel like I was a young, in love, emotional, crazy girl at that time, and I just couldn't talk about it now because the growth is clear. Like, I could never ever do what I'm about to tell you I did today. Like, I can't do what I did back then today. Like, it's doing too much. I don't got time for that. So here we go. Let me get it together. Let me have a drink before I start telling y'all my business, exposing myself. That's what I'm drinking tonight. Almost done. So y'all know I'm about to spill the tea. So let's get into it. Okay, not me acting like I'm afraid to tell this story. Like, I'm not grown now. Like, like, I'm grown as hell. Shoot, let me tell this story and stop playing. Shoot, because I am not that woman no more. But okay, I'm gonna give y'all background. I just have to build it up to give y'all background of why I acted the way I acted, because it wasn't just any old boy. This was the love of my life. This was my high school sweetheart. Nobody could tell me that this man wasn't gonna be my husband. Nobody. People try to tell me. The old heads try to tell me. But we wasn't going for it. We was gonna get through college and everything and come out strong. But we learned that very quickly within my first couple weeks of college, that it's going to be tough, because like, we think our relationship was so strong. I'm thinking our relationship was so strong, you know what I'm saying? But getting into, like, I'm living on campus. I didn't live far from home. My campus wasn't far from home. It's like an hour and a half away. But there's a difference between being somewhere up the street every day with your partner, your significant other or whatever, versus you can't just get up and just drive during the week. I'm at school, you at work, or whatever the case may be. It ain't that simple. And then on top of that, like, I'm partying. Like, the first week of college, party. Welcome back. Welcome to college. Party every night. Then it'll slow down. School really start going, and you got to study and do homework, but still there's parties. Trust me, there's a kickback. There was something to go to during the week. Like, there was definitely something to go to during the week. So if you're in a relationship, your man back home, and now it's a Wednesday, you talking about you finish your homework and you going out when he going to bed, like, it was a lot. So it was a lot. But I think we struggled through the first year of college, but we were still trying to keep pushing. It was like one of them relationships, like it was solid for the first 3 years or so, but after my first year of college, it was just like, look, I don't know if we're gonna make it. Like, we argue every other day, and we accusing each other of this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. Let's just say like things just got really rough, and we was not trying to let go. Like, we probably let go for like a week, and then we were back at it again. But I'm still in college. Like, I'm still at college, you're still at home. So eventually things get blurry. I used to go home, like, when I first started college, like every weekend. Like, I used to try to go home every weekend. So during the week I would do my little partying, but I was going home to my man. But that started to get old. Like, I wasn't experiencing college because I was running back to my hometown to see him. So, okay, I'm not going to get too detailed on that, but I just wanted to build it up so y'all can understand that it wasn't just no little boy I was just dating. It was my high school sweetheart. I was in love, or whatever the case may be, and we was trying to push through the new normal in our relationship. My mama, and not my mother, she was very supportive of a relationship. Y'all think y'all gonna get married? Go ahead, think that. But it's like other old heads, like, y'all ain't gonna make it. Y'all ain't gonna make it through college, girl. Like, just break up with him, because it ain't gonna work. But I feel like sticking together, it probably damaged our relationship trying to. You know how some people was mature enough, or, you know, just like, I'm going away to college, let's just, you know, separate and see if we can maintain a relationship, you know, later on. But no, I was like, we gonna bulldoze through these college years, and we didn't even get halfway through the college years. So with that being said, all of that going on, I'm somewhere else, he's back home, don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what he's doing, arguments. So eventually some stuff took place, and, you know, I don't want to expose him. If you from back home, you know who my high school sweetheart was. But like, I tell this story because it's my story to tell, and we grown now. Like, we are grown now, and this is stuff that we can laugh at. Like, hopefully he can laugh and forgive me for acting crazy, but I forgive you for doing what you was doing. I forgive you for doing what you was doing, because you should never been doing what you was doing, even though you thought I was doing something. But whatever, just know it's behind us now, and like, the greatest love. Like, that was my high school sweetheart. That was an experience that I'm glad I experienced. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think I was gonna have a high school sweetheart, but then boom, I had one. But anyways, all that adversity in our relationship, like, it was bound to happen, to the point like somebody else was going to come in the picture. And I used to go home for the summer breaks. I used to go home, maybe not as often as I used to at the beginning, but I did go home periodically. When we were good, I would go home. When we were off, I'd probably stay at college or stay on campus, because I wanted to experience the college life. Like, I wanted to experience it. So I tried to stay on campus, you know, or he'll come to my campus, or come to the area for the weekend, or whatever the case may be. And it'd be funny because, like, my phone would ring late, because, and I'm with him while he's in my area, like my college or my campus or whatever, with me, and he'd be mad because, why is your phone ringing so late? Well, it is a Saturday night, and typically if you weren't here, I would be at a party, but I'm not. So it's probably somebody asking me if I'm going to a party, sir. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was at home. He didn't understand the college life. You know what I'm saying? We just took different paths after high school. Like, we took different paths, and that's fine. But us trying to stick together through that different time, like, we didn't know what we was headed to. Our relationship was headed to, and it got rocky or whatever. And so it got to the point where we got to this one night. This one night. I got cray because he had me. He had me up, okay? Like, like, where you at? Why you ain't answering? Like, what's up? Like, what? Look at me. I told him I'm put together now. Woo. It just brought me back. I just got triggered. It just brought me back because that's how I felt. I got to give you the animations. I got to let you know how I was in that moment. I'm giving y'all ode to Kira in that moment, not today. Not to Kira from today. But yeah, let's get into that night. Let's get into it because wow, here goes nothing. Let me get comfortable for this one. Okay. The night I lost my mind, lost all my dignity, went cray. Like, I say all of this now, but back in the day, I didn't think nothing was wrong with it probably. But today, I look back and I'm like, what in the world? But anyways, I'm trying to build it up and stuff. But anyways, here we go. So, shoot, I should have wrote some notes because it was so long ago. And I don't know why I think I could just tell this off the top of my head. But, okay. We got to the point that is like, I don't know if we was on, off, in a relationship, not in a relationship, dealing with somebody. I don't know. We was never dealing with nobody else knowingly. Like, so that's why I acted a little delulu because I had no idea. Like, I had no idea that this man was really doing his thing back home while I'm at college. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you on my case and you back home cutting up. Okay, so that's why I acted the way I acted because I was so surprised. I don't know why I was so surprised because, come on, like, you really probably was in my second year or third year of college really trying to hang on or rekindle a relationship from my high school years or whatever. But, so it was a night that I think I was hitting him up. Like, we talked all day, of course, in communication, but at this particular time or this particular phone call I made, I don't know if it was the phone call wasn't going through. I don't know. But I know that he answered the phone and then he tried to act like he lost service or something like that. Like, I don't know. It was something along the lines that he's trying to act like his phone was messing up. And he'll answer like, hello? I can't hear her. But it's like he's talking to somebody in the background, but I think he was supposed to like be getting something for his sister. I said his sister had a baby and he was supposed to be getting something for his sister. So I'm assuming that he was talking to like his sister or brother or something. At the time he was living with him and his brother. They were roommates or whatever. And his phone wasn't working. Like, he was saying his phone wasn't working. He couldn't answer me. Every time I'm calling him, it's acting like something's wrong with his phone. So I was like, something wrong with your phone? That means I should just pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like, since I can't talk to you on the phone, I'm going to just come over. No worries, because I think he was supposed to be home. You know, he was supposed to be home. So I was like, don't worry about it. It ain't working. You know, these phones are crazy. I'm going to just come. Okay? So I pull up. I pull up at this man's house and he wasn't there. Brother let me in. He probably wasn't expecting me. I don't know if he even let me. I think I just walked in because that's what part of the relationship we was in. Like, I'm walking in you got your own place. I'm walking in. I'm your girl or whatever we was at that moment. I'm walking in. So his brother probably was like, I think his brother was like, what the, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was downstairs like, oh, he ain't here. I was about to say a name. But he's like, he ain't here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'll wait for him. Don't worry about it. Or I think I just sat down or whatever and was like telling his brother, like, his phone ain't working, something. I think his brother even tried to call his phone. His phone ain't working, da-da-da. he probably knew. Like, he probably didn't even really call his phone. You know, the brother got your back. The brother got the back. You know what I'm saying? So, ooh. Don't even call him because he walking through the door. You ain't even got to call this man because he walking through the door. Right? He comes through the door, look like he seen a ghost because he didn't know I was there. He didn't know I done pulled up. So I was like, oh, okay. Let me see your phone. What's wrong with your phone? Let's figure it out. Like, let's figure out what's wrong with your phone. I call it. So I call it. His phone rings. I'm like, hello? Oh, nothing's wrong with your phone, right? So, and at this point, I'm pissed because I'm really not telling you how many times I was calling him. I was calling him, and he was really like, my phone is messed up. So I'm upset at this time. So when he walked in, it wasn't like, oh, I see, hey baby. It was like, all I cared about was the phone. I was like, give me your phone. Let's see what's going on with your phone. Give me your phone. Nothing's wrong with your phone. So of course I get the fussing. I'm mad, and he's like, man, you acting crazy. Like, come on now, let's go outside and talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, let's go outside and talk. And I'm like, okay, cool. But he tells me to go out back. Remember that, y'all. It wasn't a backyard. He just had a back door. So he's like, let's go out back and talk. And I'm like, don't think nothing of it. I'm so mad and hot-headed. I just want to go out so we can finish this conversation. And he explained what the hell is going on with his phone. So, so we go out back, and I guess his excuse the math wasn't mathing, like, you're lying. Like, so we fussing and back and forth, and somehow we get to tussling. I get slammed down. Like, I probably was trying to hit him or just being crazy. That's for the craziness. I was crazy. Like, why are you outside acting like this, girl? Like, why are you putting your hands on this man, or whatever I was doing? But whatever I was doing caused me to have my butt on the ground. Like, he didn't hit me, wasn't abusive or anything like that. But you know how us girls get. We feel like we can act out, and then, you know what I'm saying? Look, he was like, okay, you acting crazy, so I'm gonna just go ahead and place you here so I can get up out of here. So he placed me where I landed, and he left. He was like, you crazy? I'ma go. I'ma head out. So he, instead of going in the house, he went around. You could go from the back to the front of the house, and he jumped in his car, and he left. So I called the sister crying, oh my God, your brother this. You know how that goes. Your girlfriend cool with the sister and the mama and all that. So that's the first person you talk to and go vent to. So I don't know if she didn't know he was on the way there or whatever the case may be, but she told me to come to her house, their parents' house, so I can come talk to her, because I'm crying, I'm upset, like, your brother, da-da-da-da-da. And so I'm on the way, because her house wasn't far from where he lived. So I'm on my way to the house, and pulling up to the house, but he had a noticeable car. Like, his car was one of them cars you cannot miss. Like, you see that car, you know it's him. So I pulled up to the house, but I looked straight ahead, and all I saw was that car. All I saw was that car. I no longer saw the house, and no longer wanted to talk to sis. I know where your brother at. Hold on, sis. I'll be back. Skirt! Skirt! So I think he was turning a corner. Like, he was getting off his street, his people's street, and he was turning a corner, so I can tell that was his car. So I was like, past the house, and I kept on driving. So I got up behind him, and I was just like, I think I probably tried to call his phone. He wasn't answering. So mind you, we're on a street, like, in the city. Like, we're in the street, and somehow it's 2 lanes, and so I went around him. Like, I went to get on the side of him, because I feel like at this point, I think I was honking. I don't know, something crazy. Oh my God. Like, I think I was behind him honking because he wasn't answering. Oh my God. Forget it. I don't want to tell his story. I don't want to tell his story anymore. Ugh. But yeah, somehow he had to know I was behind him because I was making it known I was behind him, and he wasn't stopping or acknowledging that I was behind him. So don't worry about it. You don't know I'm behind you. I'm gonna pull up beside you, right? So when I pulled up beside him, I think I pulled up beside him on his passenger side, right? And when I looked over to the left, there was a girl in his car, y'all, in the passenger seat looking like, that's when the Lulu came out. Like, I was like, oh, like what? Pull up, and it's a girl in his car. So he looked, I guess he trying to be cool about it because it's like, she probably like, who is this crazy girl or whatever. And he driving, and somehow he makes it to the point that he gets on the interstate. And so I'm like, oh, so you gonna proceed to just keep on going on with life? Like, you really think you just gonna drive? Y'all gonna go off into the sunset? Like, nah, player. You not going off into nobody's sunset. You gonna get off the road. Like, you're gonna stop and acknowledge that I'm acting crazy. You gonna acknowledge that I'm out here acting crazy. Like, so he got an interstate, so he getting on the interstate. So again, I get back on the side of him on the interstate. Like, I don't know what I was saying, but I probably was just like motioning him to get off the road. Like, get off the road, whatever the case may be. And I forgot, I can't really remember what he was doing or his facial expression was or her facial expression. I didn't think about that. I was just like, you need to get off this highway. Oh my God. This is so cringy, y'all. This is so cringy. But we're gonna talk about the growth later because, ooh. But let's speed this up. So yeah, I got on the side of him and I'm like, you need to get off. And he wasn't getting off. So my crazy ass was acting like I was gonna run him off the road. I don't know, my mama know this story. Mama, don't watch this. I think she know. I tell my mama everything now. Like, you know, back in the day I did this, that, and the third. If I didn't tell you, mama, I was out in them streets acting crazy over this boy. But yeah, I was acting like I was like gonna hit him, but I didn't hit him. And eventually he loved that car. So he got off the road because he was like, at this point, I don't know how crazy this girl is, and she may just run me off this road, because I was just like upset. Because like I said, we had already tussled at the back of his house. And I'm really like, where did this girl come from? Like, did she drop from the sky? Because literally we tussled and he got in his car, went to the house, and then where did she come from? Like, where did she come from, right? So we're gonna get back to that. No, maybe we should talk about that. Okay, so he got off the road. He got off the next exit or whatever, and he went back to his house. I was like, I know he not crazy enough to go wherever they were going. So apparently he was going to take her home, but of course he wasn't going to take her home so I could know where she lived. But I wasn't going to be that crazy. Like, I don't know, maybe. We would never know because he didn't go to her house. But he went back to his house, and that's where we all ended up, at his house or whatever. And he got out the car, and he's like, what the, like, at this point he's pissed because he's like, now you being real crazy. Like, okay, I got a girl in that car, but you over here trying to run me off the road. Like, you're crazy. But I don't really remember what was said, but we was fussing. And I think, like, I was trying to fuss at the girl, but I snapped back into it, because I don't know what he was telling her. She don't know who I was. She looked scared. Like, she looks terrified, like, you are crazy. And then I asked her what her name is, and she told me. And then I was like, oh, I seen your name in a draft message before, so I know. So you've been talking to this girl, whatever the case may be. But so we fussing, outside of his house, and then it came to the point that he was like, look, I'm gonna take her home. And I'm like, no, I'm riding with y'all. He's like, you're not riding with us. I'm gonna take her home, we'll talk later. And that was that. And I guess I went home, or I think I might have came back to his house after she dropped him off. I don't remember. He probably just didn't talk to me for that night, because that was crazy. Like, I was crazy. But like, to circle back to how the heck she got in the car, like where she came from, that was like so mind-blowing to me. Like, where did this girl come from? So she was in the car the whole time, y'all. She was in the car the whole time. So remember when he came home, well, remember his phone wasn't working, he was in with her, they were in the car together. So she's just riding around the city with him, and she went with him to get the whatever for his sister. But his sister didn't know when he was coming, but she knew that at some point he was supposed to be dropping something off, and she didn't know the girl was with him. So that's why she told me to come. She didn't think nothing of it. But the girl was in the car the whole entire time. From the time he was acting like his phone wasn't working, to the time he got to the house and told me to go out back. That's why he told me to go out back, because she was in the car. And then that's why after we started tussling, he ran off and got in his car and left. And he must have went to his sister's house to drop off. We had to drop off, and that's when I seen him. So she was in the car the whole time. That's why, or whatever. And in hindsight, like thinking about it, like now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think we were in a relationship. Like we probably had broken up or something. I don't know, but it was one of them things we probably, you know, I don't gotta explain this to y'all. Y'all know them relationships, like y'all not together, but y'all together, like can't leave them alone. You like can't leave them alone. And yeah, but I don't know the aftermath. I'm not gonna get into the aftermath of that relationship or that friendship or whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna get into that. That could be another story, but I'm not here to expose him, or he's not a bad person. We were young, and like I said, I was at college. He didn't know what I was doing. He was doing his thing, or whatever the case may be. That's what it is. Looking at hindsight, I get it now, or whatever the case may be, but I'm talking about my actions, the craziness. Let's talk about the growth. You know what I'm saying? Like the growth, like, girl, you couldn't pay me to do all of that. You couldn't pay me to do all that. Today, you don't answer my phone call. I might call you a couple times, depending on who you are to me or whatever. I might call you a couple times, but I'm not blowing nobody up. I'm not pulling up on you. I'm not doing none of that. Because it's like, if I got to do all of that, should I be in a relationship with you? Are we really pushing it? Like, is it really a good relationship that I feel like I got to do, like, pull up on you or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the growth, because I look back and I really be thinking like, oh my God, like I was just this emotional young girl that was like still trying to find herself, trying to figure it out, just in her feel. Like, it's just like I was in my feelings so hard about that boy. And it's just like one of them situations, like, let go when you're supposed to let go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the relationship could have went totally different had we been able to, like, we couldn't see the future. We had to learn the hard way. We had that love that we felt like we was going to make it to the end. But sometimes you just got to let go when it's time to let go. And when you don't, stuff like that happens. Like, we tried, but everything that happened is like, it made sense. It wasn't right, but it made sense. Like, about why things transpired the way it transpired. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's not about exposing. We're young. He was young. I was young. And it was a lot that was going on that, first of all, why are you acting like that, girl? Like, I don't care what's going on, ladies. I don't care. Young women, if you are watching this, like, if you have to do the most like that in a relationship, no, that's not okay. And then, like, recently I've been like really hearing videos and really talking about how we feel like we own people and possession and stuff like that. And also just how young I was and just taking a relationship so serious when I could have been like easily enjoying my college years, and he could have been moved on and enjoying, you know what I'm saying, his relationships back home and stuff like that. But we were young and we tried. But it's just like, I could have literally enjoyed my years. He could enjoy his years without that heartache and that drama and all of that. Like, let it go. Like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, just let it go, you know? And I'm just like, when I tell stories like that, like, it's cringy, but at the same time, it just shows like my growth. Like, girl. And I feel like that's the craziest thing I've ever done. I don't know. He might could tell you some other stories. But that's the craziest to me that I've ever done. Like, I feel like everything was like normal relationship arguments and stuff like that. But when you talk about trying to run somebody off the road, sis, like, Kira, it was that serious. Like, today I would be like, well, shoot, I don't know where they going, but I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm not driving behind you on the highway until you pull over. Just make sure you stay at her house. That's what my energy would be today. Like, just make sure you don't try to come to me or hit me up, because stay with her. Stay with her, because you ain't coming back over here. That's what today Kira would be like. But the younger Kira was not trying to hear it. Like, my man, my man, my man. That was my man. But yes, that's me exposing myself. Like, I exposed it all. I exposed it. That's my story to tell. And it's just, I like thinking about, like, not thinking about, but it's just so crazy to just think about those stories and those experiences and all this craziness when you're younger, and just seeing how far you've come is just like, wow, like what the years can do, and wisdom and all of that can do. Like, it's crazy. So, and although that happened, it's just like, that was a good relationship. Like, as far as I learned a lot. I experienced a real love, a high school sweetheart. I did a lot of my first with him and stuff like that. So I appreciate the relationship and all that we went through or whatever. And I wish him the best. Like, I really, truly wish him the best. I hope that whatever he got going on in his life is A1, he's thriving, or whatever the case may be. You know, like, I have no problem with him. If I seen him, hey, hello, how you doing? What's up? But it's like, I'm in a different part of my life. I'm in a different state. I got a whole different life or whatever. Like, I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I appreciate those years, those times, those crazy, crazy times, because I got so many stories to tell that I could tell. But I feel like this one was the only one that's like worth telling. Like, because baby, who were you? Who were you, Kira? Yeah, I was crazy. That's what I was. Crazy Kira. Let me not do too much on myself. Not too much on myself, because I'm talking about younger. I was like 20, 21, because I graduated at college from like at 22. So I had to be like 20. I had to be 20, something like that. So come on now, give me some grace. I was still figuring stuff out, and like I said, I was really in love, and you couldn't tell me nothing. But yeah, I thought that was perfect to tell, because if y'all haven't watched it, me and my girls, my best friend, sat down a couple of months ago, and I finally put the video up of our sit down girl chat, and that was one of the topics, you know, the craziest thing we've done, and I mentioned it, but I didn't get into detail. But I just thought that was like it's funny now, and it can teach lessons and show women and the youth what not to do. But they probably gonna do it anyways, because you gotta learn from your own mistakes. But yeah, looking back, it's just like, wow, girl, wow. Who were you? Why were you crazy? Anyways, this is enough. I'm done. I think I told the whole story. I think I told the whole truth and nothing but the truth. If I forgot something, I don't know how we're gonna find out. if I forgot something, or if y'all have a question about like something that like, wait, what? Comment down below, let me know what y'all thought. Was I cray? Let me know if y'all had an experience like me. Like, tell me y'all stories. Like, really talk to me. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment, you know, share and subscribe, because there's more coming. I want to do a lot more sit down videos and really just like expose myself every now and then. I exposed myself today because I ain't had to tell y'all that, but it's behind me now. It's behind me now. Like I said, I would never. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Later. Love y'all.